Alex Eala walked off the court in Toronto exhausted, disappointed, and for the first time in 7 matches, defeated. Her incredible winning streak was over. For most players, that might have been the moment to disappear for a few days, get on a flight, check into a hotel, stay away from the cameras, and forget about tennis for a while. But Alex Eala did something completely different. She got a haircut, she filed her nails, and then she showed up in Cincinnati as if the Toronto defeat had never happened. The moment she stepped inside the Lindner Family Tennis Center, something became obvious. This was no ordinary arrival. The building erupted, not the polite applause you hear when a player walks through the gates, not the casual welcome reserved for a popular competitor. This sounded like a champion coming home. Except Alex hadn't even played a single point. She hadn't hit a serve. She hadn't won a game. And yet, thousands of Filipino fans were already making their presence impossible to ignore. The same red, white, and blue flags that had filled Toronto had followed her across the border. The same chants that echoed through the Canadian night were now bouncing around Ohio. Cincinnati was about to experience something it had never quite seen before, and everyone inside that building was beginning to understand why tournament director Carl Hale had called Alex Eala an absolute blessing to the sport. But to understand why Cincinnati erupted before Alex even touched a tennis ball, you have to go back to where this story really began. Washington, Toronto, 8 matches, 12 days, 2 cities. Almost no time to breathe. Alex Eala had spent nearly 2 straight weeks fighting through one match after another, pushing deeper into tournaments, climbing the rankings, and carrying an extraordinary amount of expectation with her. By the time she reached the round of 16 in Toronto and faced Belinda Bencic, the body finally had enough. The result was brutally simple: a 6-4, 6-1 defeat. 7 straight wins were gone. The momentum had stopped. And after 5 matches in Washington followed by 3 more in Toronto, the exhaustion that had been building beneath the surface finally caught up with her. In the press conference afterward, Alex didn't try to hide it. She admitted there was tiredness, there was disappointment, but there was also something else: perspective. She said she was healthy and counting her blessings. And then came the line that revealed where her mind already was. She wasn't looking backward. She was thinking about Cincinnati. She wanted to take everything she had learned from those 2 weeks and implement it better in Cincinnati and New York. That wasn't simply a polite answer for the media. It sounded like a competitor already turning the page. Because Alex understood something important. The Toronto defeat wasn't the end of the story. It was part of the preparation for what came next. And then, instead of immediately returning to the practice court, Alex did something that might have surprised people who had been watching her rise. She stopped. For 2 full days, there was no court, no racket, no match preparation, no endless analysis, just rest. Alex even joked afterward that she needed a haircut because she hadn't had one in a while. Her nails needed attention too. It sounds almost insignificant, but in the middle of a breakthrough season, that tiny moment revealed something much bigger. For a few hours, Alex wasn't the rising Filipino tennis star. She wasn't a ranking. She wasn't a seed. She wasn't carrying the expectations of an entire country. She was simply Alex. She explored Toronto. She spent time with friends. She let her mind breathe. And sometimes that is exactly what an elite athlete needs. Because recovery isn't always another training session. Sometimes the most important thing you can do is step away. 2 days later, the haircut was done. The nails were filed. The mind was clearer. And Alex Eala boarded a flight to Cincinnati. Then the draw was released, and her name appeared in a position that would have been almost impossible to imagine just 12 months earlier. Number 17 seed, WTA 1000, the highest seeding of her career at this level. Just days earlier, she had been seeded 25th in Toronto. Now, she was sitting at number 17, and her ranking told an even bigger story. Alex was now ranked 20th in the world. 18 months earlier, she had been ranked 143rd. From 143 to 20 in roughly a year and a half. That isn't just a ranking improvement. That's a transformation. Withdrawals from higher-ranked players helped move her up the seeding list, but the opportunity itself was still enormous. The number 17 seed meant a first-round bye in Cincinnati's expanded 96-player draw. For Alex, that meant something extremely valuable. More time, more recovery, more preparation, because Cincinnati wasn't just another tournament. It was the final major stop before the US Open, and the timing could hardly have been more significant. Alex was no longer simply trying to prove she belonged. She was now being positioned alongside the biggest names in women's tennis. Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, Jessica Pegula, Coco Gauff, Madison Keys. Players she once watched from a distance were now sharing the same draw with her. And Alex wasn't there as a curiosity. She was seeded. She was expected to compete. She was becoming a genuine contender. Just months earlier, that would have sounded unbelievable. Now it was reality. But there was another part of this rise that numbers could never fully explain. The crowds. Because something unusual had started happening everywhere Alex went. In Washington, tournament chairman Mark Ein revealed that the overwhelming majority of ticket inquiries were connected to one player, Alex Eala. Then came Toronto. Thousands of seats disappeared within minutes after her match was announced. The tournament even added chicken adobo to the arena menu for the first time. And the stadium itself became a sea of Filipino colors. Red, white, blue. Thousands of fans chanting her name. Alex, Alex, Alex. The noise became so powerful that even her opponents couldn't ignore it. Belinda Bencic, the Olympic champion who eventually ended Alex's winning streak, acknowledged the atmosphere after the match. She knew most of the crowd had been cheering for Alex. And instead of complaining, she thanked the fans for creating such an incredible environment. Katie McNally, who had lost to Alex earlier in Toronto, also recognized what was happening. She thanked the Filipino fans for the love and support and described the atmosphere as electrifying. And Coco Gauff noticed it too. Before Toronto even fully got underway, Gauff pointed to the demographic Alex was bringing into tennis. It wasn't simply about one player. It was about an entire community discovering a new reason to watch. Jessica Pegula experienced that energy from the other side of the net. After losing to Alex in the Washington final, Pegula looked toward the crowd and acknowledged what those fans were doing for tennis around the world. That is the part of the Alex Eala story that statistics can't measure. This isn't just a fan base that happens to be loud. It's a movement. People are crossing borders, buying tickets, flying to tournaments, carrying flags, learning chants, turning tennis arenas into something that feels closer to a national celebration than a sporting event. And somehow, through all of it, Alex remains remarkably grounded. After her Toronto defeat, she described herself as just a small part of the enormous pride Filipinos have for their culture. She knows she represents her country. She's proud of it, but she also understands that the people filling those stadiums are carrying that pride themselves. That humility may be one of the most powerful parts of her appeal, because the bigger Alex becomes, the more important it seems to be for her to remember where she came from. And that connection is becoming impossible for the tennis world to ignore. Some analysts have even started comparing the cultural impact of Alex Eala to Manny Pacquiao, not because tennis and boxing are the same. They aren't, but because very few Filipino athletes have ever created this kind of emotional connection across an entire community. Pacquiao became an event. His fights brought people together in a way that went far beyond sport. And now, something similar appears to be developing around Alex. For a few hours, tennis becomes more than tennis. A match becomes a gathering, a player becomes a symbol, and a tournament becomes a place where thousands of people feel connected to something bigger than themselves. That's what is now traveling with Alex from city to city. Not just a racket, not just a ranking, not just a growing list of achievements, but an entire community. And now that community has arrived in Cincinnati. The timing could not be more important, because after Cincinnati comes Flushing Meadows, the U.S. Open, the final Grand Slam of the season, the biggest stage of them all. And everything Alex has experienced during this North American hardcourt swing is leading toward that moment. The victories, the exhaustion, the painful loss in Toronto, the 2 days of rest, the haircut, the reset, the number 17 seed, the roaring crowds, the growing expectations, everything. But Cincinnati presents a different challenge, because Alex isn't the surprise anymore. Opponents know her, fans know her, the rankings know her, the WTA knows her, and expectations are changing. A year ago, Alex Eala was the player people were discovering. Now she is the player people are preparing for. That is a completely different kind of pressure. And perhaps that is why the 2 days in Toronto mattered so much. She didn't just rest her body. She had a chance to reset her mind before entering the next phase of her career. So now imagine the scene. A young woman from Manila walks into a Cincinnati arena. She has just suffered a painful defeat. She has spent 12 days playing almost nonstop. She's taken 2 days away from tennis. She's had a haircut. She's filed her nails. She's rested. And now she walks back into the spotlight. Before she hits a single ball, the crowd begins to rise. The flags go up. The chants begin. The building starts shaking. And suddenly, this isn't just another WTA 1000 tournament. It's another chapter in the story of a player who is becoming much bigger than a ranking. The question is no longer whether Alex Eala belongs. She's already here. The question is what happens next. What happens when a rising star stops being a surprise and becomes an expectation? What happens when the player everyone once overlooked walks into a stadium and thousands of people are already waiting for her? What happens when that energy follows her all the way to New York? We are about to find out. The Eala Express has crossed another state line. Ohio is next, then Flushing Meadows. And the U.S. Open is waiting. Alex Eala is rested. Her team is ready. The fans are ready. And if Washington and Toronto were any indication, Cincinnati may only be the beginning. Because the story is no longer about how far Alex Eala can climb. She's already climbed. Now we're about to discover just how high she can go.